So every time I get close with someone, I ask them if they've experienced this. And if they're under 25 years old, without exception, the answer is no. And if they're over 25 years old, it's always yes. And it's going to be very painful if you have experienced it, and it sucks a lot. It's very traumatic, but you're lucky that you found this video when you did, because you'll be prepared for it, you'll be equipped, and you can handle it, and you can always go back to your saved videos because you're going to save this video right now, and you'll be okay because Daddy Brett is here, and he's going to hold your hand through the whole experience. I know you're on the edge of your seats right now. What is the experience, Brett? Come on, tell me. The experience is existential crisis. Yeah, it happens to most people around the age of 25 years old. It happened to me, and it was brutal. Maybe some of you guys can relate. Did you feel this? Did you experience this? Sometimes people experience it younger or older. I looked online. It said a lot of people experience it at 40 years old too. But yeah, it's a shitty thing. But if you're prepared, you'll realize and you can handle it without as much angst, and you can realize it's all going to be okay. And you'll actually come out the other side being a more formidable person, and you'll be better because of it, knowing that you can get through it, and also because you can help other people that are experiencing it, just like I'm trying to help you guys who are either going through it now or haven't experienced it yet. So what is an existential crisis? An existential crisis is this kind of unexpected feeling that life is meaningless. My life has no purpose. In the entirety of existence, my life is such a short little blip that nothing matters. I have no direction, no purpose, nothing, right? I'm just floating around on this rock. Or it can be in the feeling of the realization that you will die. And you grow up hearing, of course you will die, everybody dies, right? Blah, blah, blah. But it's the actualization within your very core that this is all going to come to an end. And then what is going to be after this? Who knows? Is it going to be nothingness? Blackness, darkness forever, all of eternity? It's a very, very scary feeling. And this is how it presented itself to me. There can be a lot of triggers for it. A lot of times the trigger is a huge change in your life. Maybe you have kids. Yeah, or you have a change in job, you move. Sometimes it's just because you've lived a quarter of your life, 25 years, and it just is a natural thing that happens. For me, I think it was just age. I think it was because I got around to that age, and every day I started waking up feeling this existential dread, and it's almost inexplainable to explain to someone who hasn't felt it. It's like explaining what drinking water feels like to somebody who's never drank water, but if you guys have been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it consumes your whole day. You're afraid that you'll never go back to your normal self. But you guys are going to be just fine because you're watching this video, and save this. Seriously, save this right now, because when it happens to you, you're going to want reassurance. You're going to want help or to listen to somebody who's experienced it. But I promise you, it'll be okay. Trust me. I got you. So, I was happy, 25-year-old, living my life. And then one day, it just hit me. You're going to die. Everything you know right now, your beautiful relationship, your relationship with your family, friends, this YouTube channel will all just be annihilated into the ether, and you will be extinguished from this existence in this realm. And it's very scary. I had always thought about it, but it never actualized. The actualization happens, and it consumes you every single day. I had this unbearable anxiety, this fear, and I questioned my own existence. What is this all about? If everything is going to be annihilated at the end, why does anything matter? And me being the catastrophizer that I am, I always freak out about, little misoccurrences within my body or my mind. I turn to the internet, I'm scrolling through these forums, so many other people out there experiencing this exact same thing, this dread, and one common thing arose. All of them were okay. Everybody said that they made it out okay. Sometimes it lasts days, sometimes it lasts weeks, months, or even years. I remember reading specifically, there was this mom, a mom of like 3, that was freaking out because she was experiencing this existential crisis and she didn't know if she would get through it. She got through it okay though. But when you're going through this, the first thing that you need to realize is that it's okay to be going through this. It's okay, it's fine. It's actually quite natural because life is supposed to be scary. You're supposed to have ups and downs, questions, thoughts, realizations. All of these things are actually good for you to become the person that you're meant to be. And it's okay to realize that life is extremely short and that you may not have the direction in life that you need right now. Because if life was eternal and infinite, and had no ending, then it would have no meaning. You see, scarcity is what gives life meaning. Just like scarcity is what gives everything a meaning. If everybody had a six-pack, no one would care if you had a six-pack. It would be meaningless. But it's the fact that it's very rare, only a few small percentile of people can achieve it, that gives it meaning. Just like a Bugatti, as Mr. Tate would say. We're not going to get on that. So if you're going through this, instead of sitting here crying about it, thinking, oh, woe is me, I feel so sad, so much anxiety, and I know it can be an extreme amount of anxiety. I'm downplaying it, but it can be brutal at times. Brutal, I tell you. But instead, to realize this can actually be a huge turning point. This can be a time when I actually recenter myself. I can refocus on what gives my life meaning, what my existence here is going to be, what I'm going to contribute. Because after all, just to be brutally honest, if you're not in some way influencing the world and making other people's lives more meaningful and better, then frankly, I don't really know what your existence here is for. And frankly, I don't really have much use for you. So this is an opportunity for you to reanalyze and refocus. What am I contributing? Am I an entertainer? Am I just a source of comfort to my friends and family? That's fine. You don't have to live some lavish Andrew Tate life, some Dan Bilzerian life. You can be a simple man, a simple woman, but because that is going to be influential, that is going to be impactful to somebody out there, even if it's just your pets or your family. That's fine. It doesn't have to be something incredible. So without exception, every single person will experience this around the age 25, 26. Actually, okay, it's a bit of a lie. You might experience it later. It might be 40, like the internet says. I don't know. In my experience, everybody I've talked to experienced it around 25, 26. So be ready, be prepared, but relax. Because I promise you, if you just refocus, reevaluate, and just relax, that's the main thing, you will be okay. I promise. You will make it out on the other side victorious. What can you do? It's very scary. Very, very scary. What can you do? Talk to people. Reach out to your friends, your family, other people that might understand as well. Older people specifically, they normally have gone through things like this. But also, I recommend coming back to this. I wish so badly that I had a video like this to grab me by the shoulders and shake me and tell me, snap out of it. You're going to be okay. It's fine. Honestly, it's okay. But there are two quotes that I wanted to share with you. I found these when I was going through my own existential crisis, and these helped me so much when I was dealing with this dread of death and eternal darkness and of questioning eternity and what's out there and this existential angst. So the first one is this: accept that you will never know, and you're looking for answers you'll never get. So if you're spending every day worrying about life and death, what's after death, you will never know until it's time. The only people that know are people that have died, or maybe, the big man, if he exists. So stop trying to find these answers. Stop stressing about it so much. You'll never know, ever. As much as you hear these stories about people that had NDEs, near-death experiences, and they died for a split moment, I really don't think we can account that as a real death. I don't believe in those. That's my unpopular opinion. Who knows? That might, So the only people that really know are people that are dead and have been dead for years. Days. Let's say days. Number 2, tell yourself this: I choose to release the need to know it all. I choose peace. We all want to know everything. We want to know everything about our existence here, everything about life after death, death itself, but you'll drive yourself crazy thinking about it, trying to wonder what it could be, what could be out there afterwards, what this is all about. You will never know, like I mentioned before. So choose peace instead of that. Relinquish that weight off of your shoulders. You don't need to know. All you need to know is what's going on right in front of you, this present moment, right now. What is going on right now? And I promise you, if you look around, you touch something, touch your face, touch your friend, appropriately, you realize that everything is okay. Everything is A-okay, and you will be fine. So that's all I have for you guys right now. I hope this helps. Save this. Seriously, like this video. Tell me also if you've experienced this. I want to know you guys out there that have experienced this as well. What were your experiences with it? Do you have any advice out there for people who are experiencing it? Because I'm sure they could use the help. So comment those down below. And until next time.